Mm-hmm.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mindcrack server for the random Brian Cone episodes. Say hi, Brian. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Oh.
This is... Are those actual rockets? No. Okay.
4 rockets shot out at the same time. This might be a bit of a... The server might be struggling a bit.
I may have just been messing around with the columns, and there may have been a little bit of block lag.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty bad, the echo thing, actually.
Oh, I turned up my... Hold on. I'll turn up my thing again even more.
He's having some muff issues, everybody. Just don't worry about it.
All right, I turned up my thing a little bit more. I might cut out before I stop talking, though.
Oh, you sound nominal. So yeah, I don't like the skinny leg for the long one. And if I don't like the skinny leg for the long one, then I don't like it for all of them because they have to match. So I'm redesigning the legs.
Okay, yeah.
Basically is what I'm saying.
I see.
Where did you go?
I haven't gone anywhere.
Oh. Hi. Come out into the light. The light. Now this, I'm not sure that I
turn my headphones down.
Hi.
I mean, it doesn't have to be this material, right? See, I don't have the new texture pack.
It looks a lot better in the new texture pack, but it still doesn't look great. I might go try to find some andesite.
Like this?
Did you give me some?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is right there, polished. That is what I wanted. So what I was thinking, since we're gonna have a lot of blue glass left that we didn't use because we're changing to iron bars, I was thinking of putting that up the middle of this. And I think that might look pretty cool. Let's see what those look like. Ah, yeah, that's a much better material.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Now the colors are a little different. What? Did you do that? Okay, so I was going insane. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. You're Mr. Smarty Pants.
Excuse me?
You're Mr. Smarty Pants. Is your plan today to work on the boat loaders?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm mad now that I'm over here.
Mm-hmm.
Can we shift the whole thing over by 4 or 5 blocks?
No. You're floating on the water.
I know it's silly.
Oh, now you're floating in the air. Oh, now you were like hovering on your sword. You can probably imagine the image of that. So why? Because it doesn't come out into the water? Is that the problem?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like make...
I have no problems clearing out more area there.
Okay, we can just shift it over some though.
The whole thing?
Yeah, you know, when we did the mock-up, we did it right here. Why didn't we actually build it right here, Cone?
Because this is where we marked. Here, look how easy this would be. Server totally didn't just die when I did that. It'll be a piece of cake. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
It's like frame rate item lag, not necessarily like block lag. It's a weird lag.
Weird.
Yeah, it's totally good. Looks great. Looks great.
Looks fantastic. Uh-huh.
We got it.
Yep. But I was thinking, yeah, I would work on the columns, and you could work on the boat loaders, and you could shoot the shit.
Are you doing all the columns?
Yep.
You're an awful man.
I know.
I've watched your last 2 episodes at 2 times speed now.
Oh, you're not used to hearing me. Do I need to talk really fast now?
And I have some words, but we can wait for those later.
No, I need to hear the words this moment.
I have 1 word. Well, I have 1 set of words. That looks good.
Doesn't it?
But that's blue glass.
Mm-hmm.
Our glass is light blue glass.
Is that a problem?
It's not the same glass.
Okay, I'll change it.
Or do we have light blue panes? Do we have some light blue panes we can try?
I'll try. I need to hear these words.
So you know how you wanted to put a drain in the bays?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just break out one of the slabs and put the thing down. You can actually see down into the basement of the garage.
You're a smart
Because you gotta
man.
go up underneath. You gotta go underneath and service the drain anyway.
Well, yeah, I want those. If I did that, I could have a hopper underneath the drain, so it looks like
Yeah, it
I
looks like
have tubing to take the fluid away. You're a
and in
smart man.
1.14, you can have a barrel under the hopper.
I can't wait for that in 2020 when the server gets upgraded and the patch comes out.
We'll just create a new server.
Okay.
Mindcrack 2. Like Electric Boogaloo.
We just call it Crack.
Do you think Packrat's gonna sleep?
Maybe. What if we just like lay in bed and say in? Oops, tin.
Let's just see what happens. I'm talking because we're not actually sleeping.
We're not actually sleeping.
We're falling. We're getting tired.
I'm just waiting to see what happens here. So far, nothing.
I think it's possible. No, it wouldn't be possible. It would be it would be the same level as the
I don't think he's gonna sleep.
it'd be the same level as the thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good solution. Thank you. Thank you. You've brought great joy to me now.
You kept putting it down. I'm like, hey. I'm yelling at my phone.
You mean you didn't just do what every other YouTube commenter would do and just yell at the comments? Did you know that a skidder is not meant for loading logs into a trailer? Oh, there's babies. Oh, this is bad. Oh, you set me on fire. Oh, that's right. I have to armor them. Oh, geez, the baby set me on fire. I hope he can sleep eventually. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's not what a skid steer's for.
I know that, but we were.
Although to be fair, one side of the log crane, whatever it's called. Oh no.
In, please.
Oh no. One side of the log crane has a blade on it.
Right.
It isn't like a skid steer a bladed tool?
Well,
to, like level stuff out?
Yes, but the problem is we were using that to try and load logs, and apparently that is just meant to drag the logs out of the forest. However, somebody already did that, because the logs were already, like, in a container ready for us, and they put this thing next to it. Tunnel of water happens to be under the mansion. Don't want to log there. Oh, I see. I see what he's saying. I see.
When I look up skid steer, it shows me a bobcat, which you know.
Okay, that's a skid steer. This is a skidder.
What's a skidder?
I mean, obviously you are not the logging expert that the YouTube comment section of people happens to be. That's a creeper. That's dangerous work.
Oh yeah, that's what it looks like. You're right.
So we were bamboozled. Honestly, I feel like we were wronged and we need justice. There is so many mobs. Holy!
What do you think of the light blue?
I love it. I want the mobs to go away. Please don't blow up. Yikes. You don't actually want to talk about anything today, right?
Apparently not.
Ain't gonna happen, Captain. Oh man, that was the only thing you had words for though? I was expecting much harsher vibes. Get out here, skeleton.
I try to watch your episodes like the day of or day after, and I got backed up on videos.
You got backed up.
I got backed up. Didn't poop well. And
I have a question for you.
Thank you for all the kind words. I don't know what to say.
Oh, those, yeah. You're welcome. But you're the one.
You're the one.
But anyway. On to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I want to talk about it. Let's talk about things and stuff. So we are both esports, right?
I mean, sure, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What's an Well, before we even start this conversation, today's topic is esports and like competitive gaming. So what's your definition of an esport? I feel like we need to have that defined.
Yes, that's good because I think so. Hey, there's some shiny pants over here. You want them? And a
Yeah,
shiny
there
helmet.
is. Are they gold or are they?
They're gold.
Oh,
I'm sorry. So my definition of and one esports is that it is like you'd think it'd be like electronic, but I don't think so. I think it's more about entertainment.
Oh. Okay.
So it's well, still electronic, still video games, but I feel that esports are more, you have to have the entertainment aspect of it in order to be considered an esport. Because there's tournaments all the time, right? You can go find, you know, any video game tournament forever, but is that an esports? Nah, probably not.
Okay. So does that mean that it's not a sport then?
Oh, I'm not gonna get hung up on the word sport or not.
Okay.
I don't have that debate. Like, should they be in the Olympics or not? I don't want to worry
But to
about
you,
that,
an esports is primarily, and esports, I like referring to it that way, is primarily an entertainment-based form of sport.
It's let me clarify.
It's an entertainment
competitive gaming entertainment. Competitive gaming. Competitive entertainment gaming.
But you can't have one without the other.
I don't think so. I think it has to be at least the semblance of competitiveness, like your charity marathon, your charity esports was for charity, so some of the people were screwing around. They weren't taking it super seriously, but the idea was you were supposed to, compete.
Right. Even though those people.
Yeah, even though it was like, and some people were probably out there like giving it like 120%.
Like being good.
You are?
Oh. No. I mean, no, we were totally just goofing off, and that's totally not actually our skill level.
And then, yeah, so I think it still has to have that big time entertainment value. It doesn't have to be as big as like, the Dota championship or anything like that, but it has to have some level of announcers, some shoutcasters. It has to be of that genre. That's my opinion. What do you think?
I see my first run-ins with the esports was more just on the competitive side and not anything to do with entertainment, because esports predates live streaming by a lot. Agreed.
I don't know what your definition of esports is. Totally yet.
Oh, okay.
So I can't agree here and disagree.
Well, it's a competition that happens to be taking place in a video game environment. That it, just like any other kind of sport, has a set of rules that contestants have to abide by.
So just a video game tournament.
Essentially.
So any video game tournament is an esports for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Much in the same way, and this is where things get fuzzy, and it's the argument that you don't probably like, or it's the side of the argument you don't like, much in the same way that, Little League Baseball is still a sport. The size of the event does not matter in the definition to me. So I guess there's a key difference in our takes on it.
So what about what if we hosted, you and me had a PUBG tournament for the fire team group, and we had 20 people show up, and we had a leaderboard and a bracket, and we competed, and we won a $5 Starbucks gift card.
And that's some esports right there.
Or bragging rates.
Or bragging rights. Yeah, that's an esports.
Okay.
It's amateur level esports, but it's still an esports. Now, also to go with this, I'm not really a hugely competitive person? I think you probably consider yourself to be a pretty competitive person.
I have a story about that, but yes.
Okay. Which is weird because I have so much like motorsport background, and motorsports is a competition. It's hard to separate the two, and I think that's probably one of the things I always struggle with motorsports is feeling that constant need to win, like that pressure of I need to be the winner. I don't know that I always have that drive, so I don't think I'm a good esports.
Mm-hmm. So let me read you something real quick. Open up Chrome. Strengths.
Is this going to be another timeshare thing?
So all you have to do is just get one other friend of yours to buy into this, and then you're all set. Strength finders.
One friend? That'd be pushing it.
Yeah.
Would it be like half a friend?
Oh, this is dumb. This is not it.
That's right. Yeah, this is right. Oh, I need more glass. I'm very happy with its design, by the way.
I've altered it a little bit down this, and just you'll see.
Oh,
you'll know. You see it.
But I've already followed that design for the rest of them.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So, in big, I think we've actually talked about this before, but maybe not. In big corporate worlds, they're always trying to maximize their employees and trying to figure out what's good for them and where do they fit and where do their talents best lie. And one of the popular assessment tests, other than Myers-Briggs, is called Strengths Finder. And some dude created it, and they've kind of honed it over the years. And what it does is you have to answer like 120 questions in like an hour.
Okay.
Or less, or half hour. I don't know. Anyway, super rapid fire answers. You can't think about them. You're not going to be able to Google them. When I took it, Google didn't exist.
So it's old.
And the whole point is that it's supposed to try to draw out the true nature of what you are, what you believe in, versus you sitting there pondering over it and trying to analyze it.
Oh yeah, any of those personality tests, you always try and skew it to get the results you want.
Yeah. So when I took it many years ago, my number one strength or talent theme is what they're called. They're not strengths. It's your talent theme, and how you apply that is your strength, whatever. Is competition. And their definition of competition is people exceptionally talented in the competition strengths finder theme measures their progress against the performance of others. They strive to win first place and revel in contests.
Yeah, that sounds like you.
There's more to. Oh yeah. So there's something here at the bottom. This is the one that was. They've changed the wording of it a little bit, but I'll paraphrase it once I read theirs. They need to compare. If they can compare, they can compete. If they can compete, they can win. And one of the sentences a long time ago was, even if there's no one, even if you accomplish your goal or win the event, if you didn't beat someone else, you don't feel satisfied. That was their definition of competition. That's totally, I take that 100%. So yeah, so to hear that you're not, I don't want to say you're that. I would think that strength competition would be in the top of your talent themes, but I guess not. No. I don't think it is based on that.
I don't think it probably is. No. I'm more of a. I tend to be more of a personal measure. Like I try not to usually. Creeper exploded. He exploded half of the bridge too.
Just on the down low.
He did a lot of damage. There's an environmental disaster. There's another creeper in the water. He's made it onto the bridge. He's made it onto the bridge.
How does that even happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's elevated. We made it elevated so people can get on it.
He blew up the bottom. There's a waterfall now. He climbed up the waterfall. He's up here with us. This is a disaster.
Us? Who else is up there?
I need glass. I need an adult. I was so scared by the competition that this happened.
Yep. My just for comparison, my bottom they focus on the top 5 because that's obviously what you're good at. My bottom talent theme that they told you to de-emphasize and not focus on was empathy.
Empathy?
Yeah. I have no empathy for anything.
Hard to hear, I think.
Nah.
Nah, maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe it's just true.
That's fine.
Oh man. I think I get overwhelmed by empathy a lot.
Empathy for others, like you empathize with others and it overwhelms you?
It overwhelms me, and then I make my own self worse trying to be empathetic for others.
Why would you do that?
Because that's who I am.
Yeah. I mean, I care about people a lot. I mean, being a community manager that we are, we have to care about people, right?
I think probably to different degrees.
Make you sick.
A little bit.
Saying that we're community managers.
Yeah, I'm a little vomity now.
You're not on that hype train. I'm scared to go outside.
It's scary out here. I'm almost like considering that we just
hide
at night.
Why is there a creeper on leaves?
They climb, man. They climb.
Creepers don't climb.
They do. I've seen it. Oh, I missed. I'm a failure.
Okay, I've altered the design down here. Let's take a quick look.
Okay. It's very scary, though.
That's fine. You're fine.
There's a creeper right there. Right there. We needed some more space there anyway, right?
Sure.
The
new river. So all I really do is just bring it down to the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And I put stone in the water because I didn't want it to sit on dirt.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Something's different about the top of this one versus the rest of them that I've done, and it's bothering me.
So you have a T and a U.
Yeah, I don't have a U on the rest of them. So I need to get rid of the U on this one, I think. Well, let me see. So on the other ones, it's... Hold on.
I thought you tried to mirror the top and bottom, but you didn't.
I did not. So yeah, on these, I just did a 3. A 3U, and then on the top, it's a T on the rest of them. But these are scrunched. Like, this one's expanded. Yeah, I think
some of the short ones might be
different.
Why is that not andesite?
Why is what not andesite?
That column.
Because it's half slabs. The andesite would be all of these, and it's not supposed to be.
But the andesite should be glass. Anything that touches glass should be andesite.
Anything that touches glass should be andesite.
That might mean there might not be glass in that one.
That's not okay. Then I'm altering the design.
Okay, we're gonna lift this up 3 more blocks and move it over 5 more blocks. Just so
no.
Get your design in.
No. That is not going to happen.
We're gonna run out of stuff to talk about. I mean, we're gonna have projects to work on.
Yeah, this nighttime thing is really a problem.
Okay, so we both have our different definitions of esports. I think they're pretty darn close. They're both competitive gaming. I also think it could be of any scale. I don't have anything about the scale. I think it just has to have a more organized feel to it than just, a bunch of dudes playing Halo.
Here's an aside to this. Do you think a competition without shoutcasters is not esports?
Official coverage. It doesn't have to be shoutcaster. It has to be like, there's just something. It has to be something official about it. Is what I get hung up on.
Okay. I despise the nature of shoutcasters at the moment. I think it's probably the weakest part of the industry. And as a whole, because they're drawing inspiration from that, from obviously, you know, the NFL and real sports and WWE. That's where that inspiration is coming from. And all of that inspiration is the reason why I consistently lose interest in modern sports. I hate that when everything is awesome and when everything is incredible, nothing is awesome and nothing is incredible. And the way they cast things like this, that every single thing that happens is amazing, makes me completely desensitized to any of it, and none of it seems amazing anymore. Now that could just be my own personal, like, take on it, and that could be my own personal hang-ups on it. That's something I consistently deal with.
I mean, I'm not like pro shotcaster. It's not like, you know, my dad was a shotcaster or anything. And you're offending me. Sorry. But I feel like that's part of it. I feel like you have to have that. There has to be someone hyping up because again, what's gonna draw you to watch some dude just playing Halo versus, well, okay, what's gonna draw some people in, maybe not you, you know, versus, you know, a thing that I organized. Brian just organized a PUBG tournament. Maybe we got 100 people. Maybe we fill up an entire custom game. And who's gonna want to even watch us just streaming our perspectives if no one is hyping up?
Isn't that what regular Let's Playing is, though? Isn't that what Justin does on a regular?
Okay, well then it's just Let's Playing then. My turn. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, Google.
Then it's just a Let's Play then, right? Then it's not esports. It's just us Let's Playing PUBG.
So that confirms my theory that without the cast, without an announcer, without some kind of hyped man, esports is not esports.
You think that I think that?
I think that you think that.
Okay. I'm down. I don't disagree. I just want to make sure that was what you were going for.
No.
Let's talk about our good friend, Chad Johnson.
But we're on Mindcrack. We're going to remind people.
Whoop, server's dead.
Yep.
Do you think maybe because you're too close to it competing wise for UHC for the kids and such, and some of the other stuff that we did, sliced and whatever else, do you think that those would be the same from the viewer standpoint without Chad there bopping into things, walking over with punishments, etc.?
They wouldn't be the same. No. Could they be?
Would it be as exciting?
Could they be as exciting? I think they could be.
Okay.
It would be more difficult. Like, I'm not going to undervalue. Ooh, getting out the business terms here. I'm not going to undervalue the role of the shoutcaster. I just think the fact that it has to be, and the fact that they're the lead, they're basically the center of attention of the whole thing, is what gives me that negative vibe towards it. Is this right? I think this is right. I'm getting so lost in these leaves.
Is that a weed joke?
Could be, if you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want. It's all about
yeah,
you.
that's why when we talked about this a little bit in Discord, when you said esports, I was like, I want to talk about competitive gaming as well. Like the idea of esports versus competitive gaming.
Right.
And it sounds like, okay, here we go. So is Best Squad esports?
No.
Why not? We're queuing up with a bunch of people in a competition tournament.
I don't think you can bamboozle people into being part of the tournament. For it to be a tournament, to be terminated, you have to be a termite. You have to register for it. Like, you have to be knowing that you are competing in something greater than normal.
Okay.
You can't just haphazardly be like, "Oh, I'm in a gaming tournament now." I don't think that works. As always, it seems like I always side this way. My definition of things is quite vague.
Yeah, maybe. And I don't know that mine's official, right? Mine's not the esports of definitions.
You are a fickle.
I am a fickle. Oh, this tunnel's cool, dude. This tunnel's cool. Too cool. It's too cool for school.
What did you just say?
It's too cool for school. This tunnel.
Oh, the tunnel.
Yeah, we're working on a tunnel.
I thought you were talking about yourself, and I'm like, how did we get here? I am just too cool for school. I like my legs.
You like your legs?
I like my legs. I shaved them.
You shaved your legs?
Mm-hmm.
IRL?
No, I'm talking about the legs for the tunnel thing. It's not really a tunnel, it's a bridge. But it's not really a bridge, it's a tunnel.
It's an aqueduct.
It's a Brunnel.
That's the name of this project, Brunnel. Project Brunnel.
Project Brunnel.
The Bro Tunnel.
So do you aspire to be in esports?
I aspire to look at alternate ways to market my brand.
But it's not something that's a personal goal of yours. You aren't looking to be a personality based on your skill, I don't think.
No.
Some people definitely are. Like there's a certain I hesitate to say it this way, but there's a certain cut of people that are defined by their skills and things, and competitive gaming / esports is an outlet for that.
Yep.
I don't think it's necessarily for me, but I will defend its legitimacy until the end of days. Which is probably bizarre. For something that you don't necessarily... Obviously, I just said I don't necessarily find it interesting or for me, but I do think it is a legitimate thing.
I mean, there's like... It's becoming like a pro basketball player, right?
Yeah. To me, yes.
Yeah.
Not to everybody,
but
whatever.
Doing all weird stuff.
Probably because of the creeper.
No.
Oh.
It's just weird.
It's just weird, man.
I did it dumb. I'm not gonna do this.
Done did a dumb.
So, did you enjoy your time as an esport?
That was an esports, huh?
You were an esport.
I'll say probably not really. I feel like it doesn't make me as comfortable as I wish it did. And because I care very deeply about like my brand. Not really my brand, but you know, the product that I am putting out there. When I feel something is making that product inferior, it makes me unhappy. And when I have to be competitive, I don't feel like I am providing the same level of product that I can, usually. Which displeases me.
Interesting.
Versus, I can definitely tell there's some people that are totally comfortable with that. Like, they are able to switch between being competitive or being lighthearted and fun on the drop of a pin. And that's just a personality thing. Oh, this one's missing the slabs on the side.
Cough, Justin Cough.
Cough, Justin Cough, yeah. I'm envious of those people, but it ain't me, and it ain't gonna be, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh, water. Sorry, grass. Here, that chicken's a duck now.
You gonna do it again, Mr. Good asks?
I would say probably yes. I I would like to be better at it, but I have to limit how much time I actually dedicate to that, so I know I'll never actually be good at it.
Well, we're just talking about in general, though. We're not necessarily saying it has to be PUBG.
Oh, well, what else is on the agenda there? What else is on the... Like, I think...
what if it was like a high-profile UHC?
High
in
profile.
the Twitch Rivals format.
Oh. I would probably do it out of interest of UHC. But I again think that's not a format that I would shine in. Honestly, I've never felt like I was even particularly good at UHC because I couldn't be lighthearted and competitive at the same time. I have to be one or the other.
You couldn't be the very best?
The best around?
Like nobody ever was?
I could not.
So let's talk about other forms of competition, such as driving cars fast, legally sanctioned with insurance.
Well, questionable on the last part, but yeah.
Are you a fan of the autocross?
I like how we're saying "the" as if it's like the esports. Obviously I'm a fan of autocross. It's part of my namesake. However, I've never been very competitive with it. I'm always competing against myself, and not just in class. Like I've been in highly competitive classes, and I have cared, you know, how well I've done it at points of that. But usually, I'm competing against bettering myself more than I am doing better than the people out there.
Mm.
What's going on down here?
So, I have a bit of a problem.
Okay.
On the other side, I think we have a little overhang from the last upright.
Yes.
Possibly.
I think so.
But I think it's like several blocks, so it looks natural to have this long cantilever. This one would only be like 2 blocks to cantilever out.
Did you just see the sky? Yep.
Did it jump?
Yeah, it's jumping. That's why the nights seem so long.
It's twice as long.
Yeah. So, you're saying that's not enough to load a boat? Is that the problem?
No, it's probably enough to load a boat. I can build around it. But it feels like it's just too stubby of a cantilever. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just overthinking it.
I think this area is so busy and so cluttered that will look more natural than a huge overhang.
Okay. And being flat like this is impossible, right? This isn't a good look.
That is not a good look, no. Even that is better than the previous. Just one layer out, really, pretty much does it. But two is fine, I think.
How is this not right?
Well, you see, it all started when you were born. I have no idea what you're doing now.
Oh, I just put a slab there that wasn't there.
Yeah, you did. Everything's ruined.
But I think this should be capped with slabs, right?
I'm really waiting for a creeper to come up behind me. Capped with slabs. Yeah. It's also really started to look like a Star Wars character. You just gave it eyes, yes. When did you become a sculptor?
It's always been in my body.
Now it needs the little horns off the front for the turret guns. And Disney just sued us. Very impressive.
Come see this ad.
Very impressive.
Oh my god. It's like a monopod ad.
Yeah.
or ADDAD, whatever.
Sure. Why are all these salmon, like, crowding in this corner? Get out of here. Move on
Get
with your
out of
lives.
here, salmon.
I wonder if it's ever going to be day again.
So you're competitive, but not competing against the class per se.
I mean,
or others in the class.
I would love to go out and, you know, have a full season and win my class, but it's not the top priority for me. Top priority
Have you
for
ever
me
competed at... Sorry, go ahead.
is to keep developing my car and keep developing like my skills. And honestly, the thing that draws me to Autocross the most is getting other people involved and like introducing it to people and teaching people. That's the stuff that I get the most enjoyment out of.
To be a community manager of Autocross.
Well, not so much a community manager, but just like a little bit of teacher, a little bit of mentor.
Community advocate, promoter.
You just really want to drive that stake in, don't you?
Mm-hmm. So if you could design your own esports group setting, tournament, etc., how would you do it? Like, what would be the key factors for you to be a successful esport?
The key factors for me are definitely more to do with like the competitive side of this. How is the rules, you know, rule book laid out? How is, you know, the players chosen is a big part. How do you get to a different level? Like, how do you become more prestigious in it? Those are the things that are important to me as far as making it something that is considered an esport. The balance is if esports has to also be part of the entertainment industry, you know, porn. How do you figure out when too much is too much on the entertainment or too much is too much on competitiveness?
Right. So in order to sustain anything, any kind of organization, there has to be income. I mean, we could do Fireteam Customs till the dawn of time. For those that don't know, Fireteam Customs are when we play a custom night on PUBG and we get 20, 30 people that hop in, and it's loosely organized, and you know, there's not a lot of rules or anything. There's no leaderboard, brackets or anything. But that's just grassroots people just playing a game. If we were to turn that into something, in order to keep people around or get people interested in watching or joining, there'd have to be some, in my opinion, it'd have to be some draw for them. And that's usually monetarily, somehow monetarily related.
Yeah.
Whether it's direct cash or prizes or visibility, you know, to a larger audience. To get, to get higher end people. Oh, hi, zombie, go away. To sustain anything beyond us doing customs on Thursdays usually needs to have money involved. And usually that's advertising. And usually people want to get something out of their advertising and they want to make it entertaining. So I don't know, without going full Twitch on it.
Without going full Twitch on it.
You never want to go full Twitch. Like, how can you incentivize people to want to play? And more importantly for me, or not more importantly for me, but more importantly for my opinion, incentivize people to watch.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the struggle for me. Is I struggle to understand and like feel comfortable with that relationship between what we do, because the monetization part of it so often is the part of it that ruins it for me. So I have this, and we've touched on this multiple times now. I just have this poor relationship with the monetization of things, and then that reflects into my opinion of them. So when you say that it needs to be entertainment, and you say that, you know, we have to have an entertaining product for it to be, you know, something that's sustainable, to me all that does is bum me out. I wish it didn't have to be that way, but I understand that it does, and I think that's part of what kind of drives me away from that stuff.
I mean, and it has to be something. So it has to either be entry fees,
Right.
or sponsorships, or some sort of outside source. Like you can't have an autocross series without charging money.
Exactly. Okay, I was actually just going to go there. Because look at the forms of motorsport that I enjoy the most and want to partake in. Nobody.
This guy's got a very powerful ball. He's got a power ball. Why?
I don't know.
I panicked a bit.
What was I saying?
Something about sports.
Oh, the types. I didn't realize we were that close to your witch farm. I just saw it over here. The types of motorsports that I enjoy, autocross. Nobody autocrosses for money.
No.
The types of motorsports I enjoy, like Chump Car, Le Mans, entry level, even SCCA, road racing. Nobody does that for money. Nobody does that for sponsorship.
You usually get a crappy wooden trophy at the end.
Yes, if you're lucky.
If that, yeah.
In the 10 years that I've been autocrossing, I have 2 plaques. That is the most I've ever received.
Oh
yeah.
man, get good, son.
Well, it's just our region doesn't really put a lot of emphasis on that stuff. We don't tend to give out, awards or anything. Just for quote unquote the bigger events. So,
but you guys are paying an entry fee.
Exactly, we're paying to compete.
Yeah, and that covers the insurance. Generally, mostly just the insurance and any venue fees that you might have.
Right.
If the venue's not free.
None of ours are, unfortunately.
Yep.
So to put that into scale, would I pay $35 to compete in a PUBG tournament? No, I would not do that. I'm certainly not that invested in it. What am I over here looking for? And a sec. Got it. Would you? If it was pay $35,
depends.
If you win, you get a certain amount of money back, though. Say
Yeah, it depends on how much that is back.
Yeah.
I mean, if it goes like down to the top 10 or something, the money goes down to top 10 or something, maybe.
And even then, I guess, if I was so dedicated to PUBG, and if I actually did get good at it, then yeah, that might be something I'm actually interested in. More so than a Twitch Rivals tournament, or whatever.
Or whatever.
I mean, there's other ones out there. There's more than just Twitch Rivals.
Right.
That's not a new concept by any means. I've broken him. I've broken his spirit. He's ruined. He's a ruined man.
Me?
Yep.
Nah.
I can just hear the disappointment.
Good's here?
No, the server's still working.
I mean, I've competed in. So yeah, I've done Rallycross, which entry fees used to be, $20 for SCCA members, 25 for non-members, and they went up to 30 or 35, and then they're 50, 55, or whatever they are now. I have no idea what they are now.
Autocross is up to 45.
Yeah, they just keep going up because the insurance goes up.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's for Rallycross, Autocross, there's no money at the end of the deal.
No.
Right? For stage rally, we used to pay $1,000 a weekend at least.
Mm-hmm.
For state regional rallies that were in conjunction with the national rally, like your 100-acre woods and snowdrifts and such. And then for standalone regional rallies, they used to be like $250, then they went up to like $550, which is a bummer.
Yeah, I mean,
but those also did not have any money. We actually did win. We did win $550 one time from Mopar, because we got second place in our group 5. So at one event, not even like a yearly championship, one event we got second place, and it gave us money enough to cover some of the next event.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, but it's still not enough to make anything near a profit, to be clear. It just doesn't happen. Like when we were Spec Miata racing, he was putting out, I mean, more than just, you know, the entry fees. There's also the fees of everything that it costs to run the car for the weekend and put everybody up for the weekend. Yep. It was around, I would say, 2,500 to $3,000. And Spec Miata is not for money, but it is generally for the recognition. Like your people that are big into Spec Miata are trying to break through. But even in the racing world, it ends up going the other way too, where I think the higher you go up the ladder, the more entertainment it becomes. Probably to justify the amount of money you can make.
Right.
I gripe all the time about how NASCAR and Formula One are, you know, acting more like an entertainment company than a sport, you know, sanctioning body. And I think from the get-go, esports is starting that way, and it's only going to get more that way. So is it ever going to be something that's, I don't know, serious and not showy?
Yep. I think they felt like they had to clone a formula that works.
Yeah. Now maybe the formula will change.
It's just sports in general, right? It's not even motor car
it's sports in general. Even motor car racing.
What's wrong with me? Motor car racing.
Them kids are out there motor car racing.
Yeah, they're motor cars going and they rev them up.
No, yeah, football, all of them do the same things. Just look at the fact, I know very, very little about football, but the way they've like reintroduced the end zone celebrations and such, and they hype up the halftime show more than the actual event. Yeah, obviously they're faced with the same things.
Right.
It's a machine, you know. Once you start to expect something to make money, you only ever expect it to make more money, and then you just keep going down this cycle of more and more and more, and at the end, sometimes there's not much of your product left. Now,
but what is your product?
Now the charity one, sure, I understand that's going to be goofy, and it's going to be silly, and that it is purely basically entertainment. Now, sure, like I said, some of us were taking it more seriously than others.
Some of us.
Some of me. But the core of it is for entertainment. I think that's kind of what's going to become of most of them, though. And I guess I've never watched one of them that it didn't feel that way. Maybe I just haven't found the right one, so I don't know. And maybe it's not even for me. Obviously, I've said that I'm not like super competitive guy, but I do like to see people performing their best at something they're good at. Which is why I watch Brian do commentary.
I'm not.
Oh, I mean, watch Brian build boat loaders.
Boat loaders.
Get out of here, Skeleton.
Just have to go here. Why do you keep calling it a boat loader?
Because I like to call it a boat loader. What do you call it?
A boat elevator? A lock, if you will?
I'm going with boat loader. Boat loader. Why did I not put glass in some of these? Alright, I think I'm done with these.
Did you not put glass in some of them?
Yeah, I was just walking through and I'm like, wait a minute, that one doesn't have glass. This one doesn't have glass. Like I just left them hollow.
I don't know why I put soul sand this side. This is a down ramp.
Oh, skeleton. Okay, well, I think that's about all the esports I can handle for the day.
Yeah. I don't know what my balance would be ultimately. I think I feel like there has to be entertainment. That was my definition as we started, so it's hard not to. I know I was going to say that. Hi. Shall we continue this next week?
Next week, where bringing might finally be completely unsick.
Nah.
Probably not. You'll get something new by then. No, I want to end the highest. No. No.
No.
No. I'm out. Cheater. Bye, everybody.
Wow. Bye.